Hi everybody, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Triza, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back and thank you so much for subscribing. In today's video, we will be watching videos about people ranting about sending money back home. These are Africans, Asians, people from South America, but they are living in the diaspora, especially in America, in Canada, or in Europe. So let's get into the video. I hope you'll enjoy watching this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. There's this mentality that people have, that people who are in the diaspora have a lot of money. They should be sending us, people who are here in Africa, money back. Like they should be sending us money. And I think the perspective is wrong. And some of us here in Africa are entitled to people's money back there. And what they don't understand is that the cost of living abroad is very high compared to cost of living here. And when these people don't send us money back home, they're the bad ones. But when you ask money from someone, you are requesting money. You are either expecting a yes or a no. But most of the people just expect that as long as the person is in the diaspora, they should be sending us money back home. So yeah, let's hear different opinions about these people and the reasons as to why they are not sending money back home, because it is something that happened in their lives that is making them, or it has made them make the decision that they'll not be sending money back home anymore.
There's a girl on here talking about she never gonna send money to Africa. She never sending money to Africa. And some people are outraged, right? Listen, I'm never sending money either. Listen, I just came back from Africa in August. Well, not just, but came back, right? And it's been 20 years since I went there. So this was like the first time, let's just say, right? And ever since I started working, I've always sending money to Africa, to my cousins, to my nephews, to people, like to relatives. Always send money. Sick, school, blah, 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 Eid, all the time. Ramadan is coming all the time. Never again. Never. When I got there, I went with the girls. When I got there at the airport, there was like immediately at the airport, there was like, oh, we need money to put fuel in the car. And I was like, I don't have no safers. Like I only have dollars. They're like, okay. So we get to the house. I give money to one of them to go exchange it. They go exchange it. I'm counting my money. One thing, I'm a no money. D-me is like $20. I'm going to use my phone. My money is short $60. So I'm like, oh, what happened? Like, what's the rest of the money? They're like, oh, we took out the $20. We put gas in the car. We took that out. We paid the driver this thing. Your daughter wanted something at the airport, $5. We took that out. We took this out. We took that out. I said, okay. I'm at the house, right? The day we came in, we didn't even settle in yet. We took a shower and everything. We eating. And then someone in the house go, oh, y'all staying for how long? I said, we staying for 3 weeks. They're like, okay, are you guys gonna contribute to the food and everything like that? And I'm like, like, what do they mean? So I called my aunt here in America, and she's like, yeah, just give them something to contribute towards food because you and your kids will be eating there. Family house. I said, okay, cool. I give them $500. So that way they can contribute. So we contributing to the expenses of food. Every time we went out, we had to put fuel in the car. We had to pay the driver. At the end of the month, they give us our electric bill. And this is a household where, when I say we literally paid for to build, anything that goes on, somebody got to go to the hospital, somebody's sick, we're the one to like help to pay. When we went there, every single thing we did, we had to pay for. If they bought my daughter something while I was out and about, when I came back, they would tell me, we spend $1 on your daughter, can we have our money back? Like every single time. When I was so shocked that when we was leaving, they told us that our light bill was $15. I looked at them and I said, I'm not paying for it. So I guess, I don't know if she went through that, but I personally went through that. And that was shocked. These are people, when I'm telling you, $800 at a time, $600. The least I've sent in a month was like $400, $800. During Eid time, I'm buying everybody clothes for Eid. I'm sending money to buy cows for families. When I said every house that I went to, if they bought water for us, they wanted to buy water for us, they will be like, oh, can you give $5? We're going to go get water for you. Can you imagine if we did the same thing? That's why I understood the girl. I'm not saying this is everybody family, because this can't be everybody family, right? But some families are like that. When you go there, there is no hospitality there. So in my last video where I said I'm never sending money to Africa again, you guys had a lot of questions. In the video, I mentioned that when I got there, after like 20 years, I got there, I had to put gas in the car every single time I wanted to go somewhere. I had to give like $500 for me and my kids to eat because they asked me to contribute to that. If I wanted water, we had to pay for our own water. If they did something for us, we had to pay for it. Despite us like sending money over the years and helping and medical bills and so many things, people had questions. They were like, what the heck? I'm gonna answer something. So one of the questions was, how did they respond when you say you're not sending money or when you stop sending money? The same thing, like you a dunka, they meaning you're a cursed child. You're not gonna get no blessing. Nothing good is ever gonna come to your life. Like you're mean, you're selfish. Watch, you know, you're gonna like you're gonna fail. Like misery is gonna come to you. Same stuff, which is normal. I mean, listen, that's normal. I'm not. That makes me laugh. That's actually whatever. Someone else asked, maybe they really couldn't afford, you know, to feed you guys or whatever. Maybe that's why. No, I don't want to get too personal, but no, they can afford it because I know for sure they make $3,000 a month in that house. For sure, 100%. Is the fact living beyond your means because you have family in Europe and America and France and whatever. That's why you have to live a particular lifestyle. But otherwise, yes, they easily make $3,000 a month. They can afford to host us for 3 weeks without us having to give a dime. And you know, the audacity was that when I was leaving, right, they were like, oh, you're not gonna like leave us anything, you're not gonna give us anything, like the day I was leaving with my suitcase and everything. And look, I have all this money, right? I put my money in my bag and I said I'm taking it to the US. All this, these are $20 bills. I have all this money that I could have easily, like, if this thing would have never happened, I probably would have given it away to different people. Probably give everybody $100 a piece. But because of that, I was like, no. Look, the audacity to ask after all this. After, if you buy me water, I have to give you money back. If you buy my kids popsicle, I have to give you money back. And then when I'm leaving, you want to ask me, oh, you're not gonna give us anything? You're not gonna leave us anything? I took my thing. I still have it. I even forgot that I had it. I brought my money back with me. Hell no. And lastly, you know what? I really don't like to talk about stuff like this, right? Because I have 6 siblings. And I also feel like as much as I like to talk about things, I have to respect their privacy. But what triggered me was when I watched a young lady video of her saying she's not sending money back home and people were coming at her. And it just triggered me. That's one. Number 2, you guys know I'm heavy on the Afghan, what's going on, like the soccer. And I wanted to go to Afghan. I only work 4 days a month here. I work PRN. And I already work my hours. So I have time off. I wanted to go to Afghan. I told these people that I was coming, right? I wanted to watch the Afghan. I'm coming, right? And they're like, why would you come? Why? You can't just send us that money instead of wasting it to come watch the Afghan. And some people might be like, yeah, just, girl, I work. If I want to go watch the Afghan and make me happy, I should be able to do that. But it's like, why are you coming to watch the Afghan if you could just send us this money? I was like, because I want to watch the Afghan. That didn't work, right? And then it became, okay, well, if you come, we're not going to be able to pick you up from the airport because the car is broken. Unless you send me $1,000. Unless you send us $1,000 to fix the car so we could pick you up at the airport, we won't be able to pick you up. Yeah, the audacity. And like, and somebody else was like, well, why don't you have a conversation with them? Let me tell you something. In an African household, you don't talk back. You could be 50. You don't talk back. If you talk back or you defend yourself, it's basically like you're insulting them. It's basically like you basically beat them up at this point. So like defending yourself is not even worth it because it's gonna become a fight. It's gonna become like more problematic. So you just take it and just smile. I mean, that's just the way it is. So unfortunately, it's no like sitting down, talking about it, talking back. It's not even worth it. It's not even gonna click in. So with that being said, I'm really not gonna answer anything because I'm gonna be like a faucet spilling tea, and I'm gonna have to start walking around with bodyguards, which is not necessary. So it baffles me. It baffles me just as much as it baffles you guys to know that legit, like. And the weird thing is, like, I have Nigerian friends and Ghanaian friends who was like, when I was telling them this, they was like, yo, I be going home. I go back home with nothing in my pocket. I literally just come home and It's my family house. Like, I don't pay for food, nothing. Like, wow.
Wow, just wow. Like just because she has come back home from America, they will make her pay for everything she's going to use, everything she has eaten, even the water that she's going to drink. Just because she's coming from America, I will ask for her money to go buy water. Like, it doesn't make sense to me, because like I wouldn't ask anyone who comes to my house, more so family, to ask them for money so that I can buy them something to eat in my house. So the person who went to withdraw the money, the person could have brought the money to her and asked her nicely for the money they paid for the fuel and the driver. But they just took the money from the money she had given them to go withdraw. I think that was so, so wrong of them. And even paying for water, electricity bill, the food they were going to eat. And she's saying that she knows that these people are making money, so they were just taking advantage of her by getting money from her. And to make matters worse, this person has been sending them money every month. Like the least you can do is just host her. And if you need help with buying food, you just request nicely, not saying you have to pay because you're eating it. Just say, maybe we don't have money to buy food in the house. Can you please give us some money? We go buy food so that we can be able to cook. But these people were just taking advantage of her, which I think is very, very wrong. And it is a very, very bad mentality for people to have.
I was just watching Messenger's video about the reason why she's not sending money to Africa anymore. And I don't want to send money to Africa anymore, but for a different reason. For me, I feel like I'm a hater, right? Every time I go to Africa, especially lately, the lifestyle that they're living there is just ridiculous. So these people are the people that you basically feed, pay their rent, when they get sick, you pay for that and all of those things. But these people are living their best life out there. Like, I go there, they go to the most expensive hair salons, they go to the most expensive nail salons. They're living large, okay? Like, they're out there drinking like juices all day. Mind you, it's not like in America where you buy juice and keep it in the refrigerator. You literally have to buy like the canned juice every time, and they're not cheap. For us it might be cheap when you convert, but for them it's not cheap. So that could rack up to like 1 day of worth of food for the whole family. They're going clubbing, buying shisha, like spending $15 on shisha. That's like 150,000 there, which is a lot of money there. So they're doing all of these things, living this, glamorous lifestyle that you don't even have in America. And I just sit there and I look at them. I'm like, I'm the one funding like half of this lifestyle, and I don't even have this lifestyle. You know how when we're here, we're going, like sometimes you go through a rough patch or you're trying to save money for something. At least for me, when I'm trying to save money for something specific, or at times it's a little hard, I cut down on certain things, right? Like instead of getting my nails done every 2 weeks, for example, sometimes I won't even get my nails done at all, or I'll go like a month or two before I get my nails done again. Or like some expenses you can cut down on because of the situation, and then when you're fine, then you resume them. They don't know that. They just spend. They're like, oh, I need my nails done, or I'm gonna die. I need my hair done, and not everybody can do my hair. This specific person, like, there is no compromise because they know the money is going to come. You see the mentality? So for me, it was about 8 years ago when I went there and I stayed longer. Then I realized, these people are not struggling. These people just need extra money to do all these glamorous things, to live large. I'm not living large, and I'm the one funding all of these expenses. So I made the decision that I'm not sending money to Africa anymore. So for me, it's like, unless you're really sick and I can see proof that you're sick, or something very urgent is happening, like literally something very urgent is happening, or it has to do with the children and things like that, then I will send the money. But just to send money and pay somebody's rent, or like things like that, I don't do that anymore. No more sending money to Africa. And I kid you not, as soon as I made that decision and I started sticking to it, my life here changed. You know what I mean? And the whole time you're sitting there, oh, I need to look for baraka. I need to look for baraka. I feel like some things don't even have baraka in it. The baraka will stop with my mom and my dad, and the rest of the people can just let's all work for our lifestyle. I want to have that lifestyle too. I just don't have somebody else paying for it. So let's all work for our own lifestyle.
In this situation, why would you live a lifestyle that you cannot afford and you're expecting someone else to fund it for you? The person is struggling, working many shifts, working different jobs, not one, not two jobs, just to make ends meet. And when the person sends you the money, you're living a lavish lifestyle. I totally get her. If I was in her shoes, I wouldn't send money anymore. I will focus on myself. Someone is sacrificing her money, her lifestyle to send you money back here in Africa, and you are just using it to live a lavish lifestyle here. I think it is very, very wrong. If you want to live a lavish lifestyle, work for it and don't depend on anyone, especially these people who are abroad working hard to make ends meet to fund the lifestyle back here in Africa. If you can afford it, well and good, it's not a problem, but not at the expense of someone working 16, 18 hours a day in the US or in Europe or wherever to fund it for you.
From now on, you're not my sibling. No sibling should do this to anybody.
This woman has been sending the brother money to build the house for her, and she comes back to Africa and they have started building the house, but the house is not even complete. Like your own blood brother does this to you. My advice to anyone who wants to build a house back home, if you're in the diaspora, if you don't trust the person, because your own brother, your own mother, your own dad, like you cannot even trust anybody with your money. Use known companies who do construction for people. I say known companies. Do your own investigation to know how this company, because there are those companies, you give them money, they build your house, you tell them this is how you want it. I have seen very many in Kenya. They have been building houses for people in the diaspora, and you come back, you get your own house. This is much better than you sending money to someone, your relative. You send them money, and when you come back, you don't get anything. So I strongly advise people, like, don't be sending your money to people to do for you stuff, to do businesses for you, to build houses for you. Yeah, it is, you get disappointed. You get disappointed.
So this story really sucks. This lady's been living in the US for 40 years. She's from Nigeria, has been sending money to her brother to build her house, and she came home to pretty much nothing, right? Now, this kind of happened in my family, except for the fact that she didn't come home to nothing, but she came to a full house built beautifully. But here's the thing. My dad was the one building the house for my aunt who lives in America from Zambia. But what he did was he built the house. Beautiful, nice, wonderful, but he made sure he put everything in his name. Not a single thing for that house is in her name. She paid for it, she had it built, and everything is in his name. So she can't even go and claim it. She has to show that she sent all this money. You really can't trust people. You really can't trust people nowadays, and it really be your own ones. It's crazy out here.
This is another one about a brother doing this to the sister. So the house is under his name. Everything is under his name. So if you are in this woman's shoes, what will you do? You've sent money, you've built, your brother has built the house for you, but everything is under his name. Like there are so many stories out here. I will link a video in the description box below. It is by Abel Mtua. He had a series called Diaspora series, where people were sending in stories about their experience abroad. And this particular one about a lady, she was in Europe and she used to send the mother back home. The mother pretended to be buying land for her, but what she did was pocket the money. Like she used to send money every month. Like it got to a point when she got to know what was happening, she cut her mother off. She's not sending, she used to send her upkeep every month, even before the land story came about. But after that story, she's not sending the mother upkeep anymore. And the mother was working together with the brother to defraud her. If you're sending money back here in Africa, for people to build a house for you, or just do your due diligence. Like, oh God, it's a hard world out here. Like, you cannot trust anybody with your money. It's better you save it, you come, when you come, you build a house for yourself, or you use known contractors to help you build a house.
If you're Latino and you have family members back in your country, you don't need to feel guilty about not sending them money. Yesterday, I got a call from my niece, and I've never met her in my life. I've been in this country for 40 years, and I have never met my niece. And the phone call always begins the same way. How are you? She wants to know about me because she wants to sweeten me up in some kind of way. So she'll always start with me, but it almost immediately turns to her and how her life is so miserable in Honduras. So then she starts to tell me that there are no jobs, and it's the same story over and over. I've heard it before, right? And then she goes, I really want to buy 2 pigs because I think it's a good idea for me to, start growing pigs and chickens. And that way I can sell them and make a lot of money. And I said to her, yeah, that's a great idea. My dad, when I lived in Honduras, my dad used to do the same thing. We used to have like 15, 20 pigs, and we used to sell them, and they sell very well. And not only that, whenever we were short on meat, we would just slaughter a pig and have meat for weeks. So then here's the question. Can you send me money, because each one of them costs $1,500, which is about a couple of $100 US dollars, right? So she needs $400. And here's the reason why I said no to her. One, they're always lying. Every time she calls me for something, it's always someone sick. There's always last time she got me, she wanted to move from point A to point B because the area where she lived at flooded. And she was like, I need to move to higher grounds. Can you send me some money? I sent her $400. Did she move? Nope. And here's the other reason why I don't send her money. Because they always call me. She'll always call me to ask me for money. But I never get an update phone call. I never get a thank you phone call. It's like, okay, did she receive the money? Did I not even a Tia, I got the money. Thank you so much. I was able to move. None of that. I never get an update of what happened to the money. So now it's like, no, you know what? And by the way, me and my mom, we just sent them a box of things. We sent them microwaves. We sent them TVs. We sent them money. Just Christmas. It's not even, it's only mid-January and she already wants more money. So the answer is no. I know that a lot of you are going to be like, well, they're poor in Honduras. The answer is no.
You know, guys, the thing is, these people who are in the diaspora, most of the people who are requesting or asking money from them are not even their direct relatives. Like, it's not your brother, it's not your sister or your mom or your dad. It is those cousins, long distance uncles are the ones who are always calling them to ask them for money. Yeah. This lady is saying like she has never even met her. And even the simple act of saying thank you, I received the money, people are not grateful at all. Like, this is someone who has worked hard. Maybe she has sent you the salary for a whole day. Like, the person went the whole day to work and send you the money, and you're not even grateful. Like, people right now are so entitled. People are so entitled. And it is not only happening abroad, even here in Africa. If you have your brothers, your sisters, or your uncles or your aunties who are well off, people are always taking advantage of them. And if you ask them for money and they don't give it to you, they're the bad people. Like, when you ask money from someone, you expect either a yes or a no, because this is their own money. Like, this person has worked so hard for this money and you're just being entitled to it. So if the person says like the person doesn't have money, maybe they really don't have it, or they have already budgeted for their money and you are not in the budget. Anyway, it's up to them. whether they should give you or not. So always expect a yes or a no when you ask people for money. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Until the next one, guys. Bye.